We've got important breaking news for all of global Wall Street. It is the 46-page letter and summary from one James Dimon of JPMorgan. This is an annual event. It harkens back for me, folks, to the Warren Buffett letters of Another Time and Place with Berkshire Hathaway. It is an exceptional letter. Right now, I want to go to our Sonali Basak, who covers JPMorgan, is knee-deep in the letter. Sonali, we get it every year, but what stood out this year for you?
I think first and foremost, what was topical was his comments on trade isolationism in China. He makes very specific recommendations on the U.S. being able to make actionable, needs from China, but then also making sure that we have the right reaction if those needs are not met. He spends about a page or two on China itself and then also on immigration. What's interesting also is he does say the U.S. has legitimate grievances with China on trade, so he does take kind of, a very balanced tone.
Right.
The letter itself was quite colorful also.
Yeah, I'll say so. It's got the language of James Dimon. And Sonali, help me with Alan Goldstein's work, with Hugh Sun's work, and what you do. Why is he the only guy that can write this letter? We don't get a letter like this from Brian Moynihan. We don't get a letter like this from Mr. Staley over in London. What is it that is unique about James Dimon?
Right. I mean, he's definitely using this letter to talk on a much bigger platform. It was funny. Last night I was reading back through Warren Buffett's old annual letters, too, in 2014. He talks about, I believe 2014, he talks about Jamie Dimon's letter. And then, the subsequent day went on TV to talk about how Jamie thinks a lot more about this letter than a lot of people may. And he really uses it as an opportunity to talk about everything from his share price to succession to management issues, which is actually one of my favorite part of the letters this time around.
Guy?
So, let me just jump in, because what I think is interesting here as well is that maybe being Amazon is not, judging by recent news, the place to be. But he still sees a ton of opportunities. He's not done yet, which is interesting considering what people are talking about him doing next.
Absolutely. He sees a ton of opportunity, he said, almost everywhere, including in fixed income currencies and places that have had issues across Wall Street. He also, though, does very clearly lay out risks in the global financial market that are worth reading. Brexit this time leads the list again. However, I felt that those comments were kind of toned down from last year's, and he adds cyber to the list of risks.
Okay.
What does he say about the Fed, considering we've got Mr. Powell speaking Friday and we've got payrolls coming up? What is his kind of background case surrounding the economy?
Yeah, he definitely puts QE as one of the big risks in his letter. He said that it's something that we have to be prepared for, especially given that the U.S. has had subpar economic growth over the last 8 years.
Sonali, thank you so much. Sonali Basak with much more on this from Bloomberg News this morning. I want to bring up the letter here right now, 46 pages with handsome Jamie on the cover. This is a real document. I mean, there's a ton of work put into this, not only with a personal note from Mr. Dimon, but the people at JPMorgan. I wandered through it, and here's a bit of a touch to it. Riley, bring up maybe some of the few tidbits of 46 pages this morning. I write with a sense of pride. Yeah. In the past 5 years, we've bought back more money than God in stock. Buying back our stock at tangible book value then was a no-brainer. He goes into a nice exercise about how things are a little richer now. A la Jeff Immelt, he goes to organic growth. Organic growth is all about hiring and training bankers. And this, as Sonali mentioned there, the single most important moment in 46 pages is it is hard work.